So, good afternoon, everyone. So, in today's topic, we will tackle about the renewable energy resources. So, what is renewable energy resources? So, renewable energy is an energy that refers to the natural process and occurs in a sustainable manner. It is a clean energy and non-polluting. Many forms do not emit any greenhouse gases or toxic waste in the process of producing electricity. Renewable energy is sustainable because it is obtained from the sources that are inexhaustible. It is a sustainable energy source which can be relied on for the long term. So, in short, renewable energy resources are natural resources that are continually replenished on a human time scale. They are an alternative to fossil fuels, which are finite resources that take millions of years to form. Renewable energy sources have many benefits that includes environmentally friendly. They produce little or no pollution, which helps to improve air and water quality. They are sustainable. They can be used for generations to come without running out. They can help to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, and they can create jobs in the clean energy sector. There are many different types of renewable energy resources, including the solar energy, the hydroelectric energy, the wind energy, the biomass energy, the geothermal energy, and the ocean energy. So for the renewable energy here in the Philippines, ang wala ra kay ang ocean energy. So this is to be discussed by Karil Carido.
Okay, so we have six types of renewable energy now: the biomass or the biofuels, geothermal, solar power, hydropower, ocean, and the wind power. So sa Philippines, we only have five: the biomass, geothermal, solar power, hydropower, and the wind power. Wala ang ocean. So the Philippines, as a tropical archipelago, has the potential to generate a lot of energy from natural resources. In recent years, solar panels in the Philippines have come to the forefront in cost efficiency with regular consumers. In truth, the Philippines has been generating energy from renewable resources for a long while now. It's only been in recent years that more and more of the Filipino people are recognizing the benefits of renewable energies as an alternative to oil and carbon. So, like what I said, we have five types of energy nga na kuan diri sa Philippines. So, let's begin with hydroelectric power. So, moving water is powerful source of energy. The power harnessed from the moving bodies of water is called the hydroelectric power. So the Philippines make use of two methods in order to harness power: the dam storage or impoundment and run of water. I mean run of river. While impoundment makes use of a man-made dams in order to store water, run of river relies on flowing bodies of water like waterfalls. So both methods turn a turbine in order to generate power. Hydroelectric power plants in the Philippines are located in Pangasinan, Benguet, Laguna, Isabela, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Ilocos, Bohol, Lanao del Norte, Bukidnon, Davao del Sur, and Misamis Oriental. And the largest hydroelectric plant is in between Isabela and Ifugao, which is the um, the Magat hydroelectric power plant. So next we have the geothermal power. So geothermal energy comes from the heat beneath the Earth's surface, no, sa ilawom sa yuta. There are two methods of extracting geothermal energy used in the Philippines: the flash steam and the binary cycle. Geothermal energy extracted through flash steaming extract water with temperature greater than 182 degrees Celsius using steam pipes. So the steam is used to power turbines that generate energy, while the remaining water is released back into the ground. So the binary process extract water at a lower temperature than flash steaming. The extracted water is then used to boil a working liquid with a lower boiling point that will power the turbine. So the water is also released back into the ground Geothermal plants in the Philippines are located in Laguna, Sorsogon, Albay, Batangas, Negros Occidental, Negros Occidental, Leyte, and Northern Cotabato. And the largest geothermal power plant is located in Tiwi, Albay. With ang tawag anan sa power plant ito is Tiwi Geothermal Power Plant Resad. The next, we have the solar power. So, kabalo naman tanong, asa nagikan ng solar power? Sa saan? So, solar energy is used as a source of energy in the Philippines through industrial-sized photovoltaic plants in the country. So, the Philippines has only recently incorporated large-scale solar farms in the country, despite the fact that the country is geographically located in a region that receives a high amount of sunlight each year. So major solar farms in the Philippines can be found in Cavite, Pampanga, Ilocos Norte, and Cagayan de Oro, and the largest power plant is located in Cadiz City, Negros Occidental. So next, wind energy. So light or moving air also generates energy through turbines that supply kinetic energy to mechanical power. So the turbines then power a produce energy. Wind power plants in the Philippines are located in Ilocos Norte, Rizal, uh, Guimaras, and Aklan. And the largest wind energy plant is located in Burgos, Ilocos Norte. Katong daghan kayo nga um windmills. Yeah. Next, we have the biomass energy. So, biomass energy is similar to fossil fuel in that it is combusted in order to boil water to produce steam that will drive a generator. Being an agricultural country, the Philippines is rich in natural resources like bagasse, rice husk, and coconut husk are used instead of fossil fuel. Biomass power plants in the Philippines are located in Isabela, Nueva Ecija, Rizal, Laguna, Isabela, and Metro Manila. And the largest biomass energy plant is located in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. So, next. So, ang konday most commonly used sources of renewable energy in the Philippines kay ang hydroelectric or the hydropower and the geothermal energy. For the renewable energy in the Philippines, let's hear Anna Grace.
So, hi everyone. I will discuss to you why is it important to have renewable energy in a country or specifically in the Philippines. And there are several reasons for that. First is to have energy security. This refers to the Philippines' goal of becoming self-sufficient and sustainable in terms of energy. Renewable energy can help the Philippines reduce its reliance on imported fossil fuels. Next, climate change imperative. The Philippines is one of the countries most vulnerable to the effects of climate change, right? Yeah, experience na juta na ron. So, renewable energy can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate climate change. Next is it addresses environmental concerns. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind power do not produce harmful emissions or waste products unlike fossil fuels. And it also widens carbon trading opportunity for the country. Carbon trading is what we call a system in which countries can buy and sell credits to emit carbon dioxide. The Philippines can earn credits by reducing its carbon emissions through the use of renewable energy. Visionary preparation for time when consumers will demand or prefer green energy. The demand for clean energy is growing around the world. By investing in renewable energy, the Philippines can position itself as a leader in the green energy market. Next is economic, and it can also give us an economic and local development. First, it promotes favorable investment climate. Renewable energy projects can attract investments course, from both domestic and foreign investors. This can help to create jobs and also boost the economy. Next, it leads to avoided fuel costs or foreign exchange. The country currently imports a large amount of fossil fuels. By switching to renewable energy, the country can avoid these costs and save foreign exchange. So once kung nanate tuang nga renewable energy, dili na ta mag-need or magpalit pa og kanang fossil fuels from other countries, no. So we nang makaless ta og cost diha. And next, it promotes rural and off-grid development. Renewable energy, particularly solar power, in the Philippines can be a good way to provide electricity to remote areas that are not connected to the national grid. Savings in health and welfare costs or benefits amounting to billions of dollars due to less air pollution. Air pollution from fossil fuels can cause a number of health problems, including respiratory diseases and heart diseases. By reducing air pollution, renewable energy can help to improve public health and reduce healthcare costs. And of course, last, the job creation, as what I've said earlier, once na mga renewable projects na maabot sa atong nga country, so during kuan na paghimo ana, it can create jobs and also can boost the economy. And next, the challenges and barriers of kanang of kuan kanang I mean when we kuan ba mo kanta sa renewable energy. Not first yeah. These are the challenges and barriers to renewable energy development in the country. So first, high upfront and technology costs. Of course, kung need ta mo develop og mga renewable energy, dagko kay siya og bayad and needs sa dagkong investment. Renewable energy technologies like solar panels and wind turbines can be expensive to install, and this can be a barrier for investors. Next, non-competitiveness. In some cases, renewable energy may not be as cost competitive as traditional fossil fuels, especially if the price of fossil fuels is low. And non-viable markets. This refers to situations where there is not enough demand for renewable energy to justify the investment in a project. This can be an issue in remote areas or areas with poor electricity grids. And accessible financial packages. Financing for renewable energy projects can be difficult to obtain, especially for small and medium sized enterprises. And next, social acceptability. Kanang, di ba, kung mag-develop ta og renewable energy, need siya og kanang ang matarget jud ani kay kanang mga dagko ay mga dinagkuay na nga area, no. So some people may have concerns about the impact of renewable energy projects on their communities. For example, some people may object to the construction of wind turbines near their homes. And also, the Philippine government is working to address these challenges by providing financial incentives, by providing financial incentives for renewable energy projects, streamlining the permitting process, and raising awareness of the benefits of the renewable energy. And next, the enactment of landmark clause to be discussed by Jeffer.
So I'm back. So next, so we already tackled about what is renewable energy, or another term for the renewable energy is the clean energy. So we talk about the different types of energy, renewable energy, and nagigamit here sa Philippines. So now we will talk about the laws. So, Sa may mga laws about the renewable energy. So we have two. The RA 9367 or the Biofuel Act of 2008. I know. RA 9367 Biofuels Act of 2006. So Biofuels Act mandates the use of biofuels, which are fuels derived from renewable biological sources like sugarcane, palm oil, and jatropha. Basta mga sugarcane and palm oil. So ang goal ani nga act is to reduce dependence on imported oil, promote the development and utilization of indigenous renewable energy resources, create a market for biofuels, and also contribute to environmental protection. So what are key provisions man ani nga act? So this act establishes a national biofuels board to oversee the implementation of the act. It mandates a minimum of blend of bioethanol and gasoline and biodiesel in diesel and provides incentives for biofuel and phases out the use of harmful gasoline additives. So on the other hand, so dara mo example sa kan ay biodiesel consumption and bioethanol. So on the other hand, the RA 9513, also known as the Renewable Energy Act of 2008, it promotes the development, utilization, and commercialization of all forms of renewable energy, including, but limited to, solar energy, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, ocean, and biomass. So wala may ocean diri, ocean energy sa Philippines. So katorang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 kabo. So, di ba sa biofuel, focus rin niya katong mga oil and the fuel. While the renewable energy, it focuses on the broader framework. And nana dito tanan ba? All the renewable energy. So, this act, again, promotes the development, utilization, and commercialization of all forms of renewable energy. As mentioned, solar energy, wind energy, hydropower, geothermal, and the biomass. Ang usually gigamit dyan sa Philippines, 'di ba, kay ang katrong hydroelectric and the geothermal because why hydroelectric? Of course kay ang atuang kuan kay daghan kayo og we are living in a tropical country. Yeah, daghan kita og mga bodies of water. 'Di ba usually ang hydroelectric kay sa mga dam, 'di ba, mga rivers, mga dagko nga rivers, di man ma-produce. Yang geothermal kay heat, yeah, heat steam. So ang goal ani nga act, yeah, tara. Ang goal ani nga act is to achieve energy security and diversification, reduce dependence on imported fossil fuels, promote environmental protection through the use of clean energy sources, and to create a market for renewable energy technologies and services, and to generate employment opportunities in the renewable energy sector. So unsa may mga key provisions ani nga act? Establishes the Renewable Energy Board to oversee the implementation of the act, provides the feed-in tariff schemes for renewable energy producers, streamlines the permitting process for renewable energy projects, provides tax incentives, and mandates the use of renewable energy in government buildings and facilities. So in in sorry. In renewable energy law naatay duha ka incentives, the fiscal and non-fiscal. Ano may difference ana? Fiscal incentives kay direct siya, direct nga financial benefit to the business, while the non-fiscal incentive kay mga indirect siya but still can make significant difference sa business. Sama na siya. Examples of fiscal incentives kay tax breaks. This could include reduced income tax rates, tax holidays, or accelerated depreciation. Also, tax credits. These are direct reductions in the amount of tax a business owes. And also grants and mga subsidies. While the non-fiscal incentives, ikatong mga regulations, infrastructure development, skills training, facility, trade facility, land availability, and the special economic zones. So, mana ni siya ay. Mana siya atong graph. So, mana siya mga examples sa fiscal incentives nga ma-direct ato sa business. Income tax holiday, reduced government share, duty for importation, payment of transmission charges, tax exemption, mana siya. And kani mana siya ang non-fiscal incentives, the feed-in tariff, priority connection to the grid, fixed tariff for 20 years, and ano siya, priority purchase. Feed-in tariff rates for solar was revised in April 2015 from 9.68 to 8.69 kilowatt-hour, covering additional target of 450 megawatts. And the second FIT rate for wind energy was issued by ERC at 7.40 kilowatt-hour, covering additional target of 200 megawatts under ERC Resolution number 14 series of 2015. Mo din siya mga non-fiscal incentives, net metering rules and interconnection standards, renewable portfolio standards for on-grid and off-grid areas, green energy option program, and that will be all. Thank you. At mga laws kay mga bonus na lang bitaw to siya.
Thank you, guys.
Ang atong among topic jud is all about
Thank you.
the renewable energy resources and
in the Philippines.
in the Philippines. Mara to siya importante. Nakasabot naman ka mo. Ningaw sila.
Yeah.
Go ka na. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
Wala, namakpak sila. Pakpak sa dabi. Asa na pakpak lapit?
Uy. Sige, smile ha. 1, 2, 3, smile. Di balik. 1, 2, 3, smile. Alright, muna guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you everything.